For this mobility sequence, you will need a foam roller and a couple of blocks if you have them. If you don't have blocks, then you could always use some books. I'm using a small roller, so a small diameter roller. If you got a thicker, sort of a larger roller, then that's fine as well. So if you start by lying on your back and placing the roller into the middle of your spine. So if you think of where a bra strap would be, and it's usually a slightly uncomfortable place, so expect that. Use your hands to cradle the back of your skull and to support your head. Bend your legs, ground the feet, lift your hips up, and then just start ironing out the spine. So rolling up and down, making sure you don't have any t-shirts hanging loose or your hair as they get caught. So from the middle of the spine all the way to the back of your shoulders. And once you've done this a few times, I'd like you to return to that middle of the spine area. And then you're going to slowly come and lie back. So your bottom and your head, well, your bottom needs to touch the ground. If your head is not coming quite all the way to the floor, it's too uncomfortable, please use a block or maybe a pillow just to prop your head up a little bit. So what you want to avoid is for your throat to be open and your chin to be up towards the ceiling. So find some support so you can actually keep your chin in a position as if you were holding an orange or a grapefruit underneath it. And then here I'd like you to focus on your breath. So you could close your eyes so you can go in. Palms of your hands facing up. So the shoulders are open, the chest is open. This is also a great chest opener. And then you can keep your legs bent, and often to start with when it's quite tender, it's the best thing to do. Or if you can, or maybe after a little while, you feel that you can extend your legs out, let them relax. And see if you can totally surrender your weight to gravity and breathe wherever you have sensations. Breathing into those tender spots. And when you exhale, see if you can soften. So really think of the muscles as melted cheese over the roller here. And you'll find out after a little while the discomfort or the sensation sort of dissipate and maybe even totally disappear. And then slowly bend your legs again if you had them extended, so you can pull yourself down until the roller is just underneath your neck. And same idea if you think of breathing into it, but this time we're gonna get a little bit of movement. So if you just bring your head side to side, so gentle movement here. Get breathing into the spot. And then when you breathe out, just see if you can soften and surrender a little bit more of yourself. And then bring the roller just a little higher. So it's where we have those pressure points just at the base of the skull. And same thing, see if you can get a little bit of movement into your head to release This kind of good pain. And then I'd like you to remove the roller from underneath your head. And you're now going to place it underneath your tailbone and the top of your glutes. So the hips are propped up. And you're going to open the right knee out to the side. So to dig into the area just on the outside of your hip. And bring it back to center. And then again, same thing on the left side. Allow both sides to feel different. And maybe this time you can bring both knees across. So windscreen wipe your knees from right to left. And come back into the center, bring the right knee and then the left knee up towards your chest. Take a deep breath here into your back body. So see if you can inflate your waist on your in-breath. And when you exhale, see if the belly, as the belly deflates, you can bring your knees just a little closer in. Try not to muscle into it too much. Just really think of using the softening of the muscles to get further into the movement. And then keep hold of your right knee, flex both feet, extend your left leg, stretch it right out, and then let it drop. So it may not touch the ground. So as you're pulling your right knee up towards your chest, as close to you as you can, let that left leg hang. Again, using gravity here. There's a sandbag on the top of that left thigh. And this time, each time you exhale, think of softening into the hip creases. So let go of any gripping. So stretching the psoas, the hip flexor. And then slowly bring your left knee back and do the same on the other side. So extend the right leg right out and let it drop as you pull that left knee a little closer in. So as much as you're pulling your knee, see if you can soften your shoulders though. Again, using your breath as internal massage here. Doesn't matter if that right leg bends a little. Just let it hang. Then bring the knee back up. Once more, just pull the knees in. Deep breath into your back body. Let it spread. And exhale to soften. Then bring your right foot down to the ground and then the left foot. Push both feet into the floor so you can lift your hips up just enough to remove the roller from underneath you, and then slowly curl back down. Let the tailbone be the last thing that touches the floor here. As you're lying on your back with your legs bent, I'd like you to take a deep breath in and see if you can bring the breath all the way into your chest and into the sides of your ribcage, so much so that it lifts off the floor. And at the same time, just pull your chin towards your chest. As you exhale, reverse the movement. So just gently lengthen your spine, the small of your back, vertebrae by vertebrae into the floor until the tailbone almost lifts slightly off the floor, but keeping your hips down, and let your throat open a little. And again, inhale. Lift up, so imagine you're being pulled up, like being abducted by aliens through your chest here. Chin to chest. Exhale to lengthen the back into the floor. One more time like this. Inhale to lift and hyperextend the back here. Cinching at the waist as you exhale, just deflate and spread into the floor while the tailbone lifts a little and the chin quite naturally sort of comes up here. Then come onto your hands and knees. So spread the fingers wide. We're going to do a similar motion here. So coming into cat-cow. Claw the fingertips into the floor, knees underneath your hip points, hands underneath your shoulders. Swivel the arm bones a little so the triceps come around, are wrapped around, and the elbow tips sort of point towards the back. But more so it's your shoulders that are being pulled away from your ears and your collarbones are broadening. As you inhale, imagine you're trying to bring your hands and your thighs or your knees together. And that should create a lengthening through the spine, and see if you can bring the breath into your chest and rib cage as you look forward with your heart and maybe your eyes here, but without kinking the neck here. Keep the neck nice and long. Let the belly and the spine melt towards the floor here. As you exhale, curl the tailbone under as you draw the navel in and up. And press through hands, top of feet, curling up. Here, give your head a little bit of a shake to make sure that you're not holding it. Inhale, lengthen again. Hands towards knees, knees towards hands. Lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, curling up. Coming into cat stretch. Hands away from the top of the mat, but see if you can resist as much as possible, sitting back towards your heels. Now with child pose, if the knees are a bit sensitive and it's not feeling quite right here, then you can instead extend your arms a little bit further forward and come and find the floor with your forehead, keeping your hips up. Or see if you can come all the way back towards your knees here, resting the forehead possibly to the floor. We're not going to stay here long. Then from here, you're going to curl through the spine. And again, if sitting back onto your heels is not comfortable, then come off the heels, curling up, squeezing in the thighs. Lengthen the tailbone towards the back of your knees. Zip up through the front body. Inhale and bring both arms up just over your head here. Fingertips to touch. As you exhale, open the arms wide, airplane arms, hands by your sides here. Hinge at the hips here, pressing your hips towards the back wall as if you're trying to touch it. Engage the abdominals and keep the rib cage soft here. And then bring your arms forward as if you're about to dive into a lovely pool. And then from here, curl through the spine once more. So it's like doing cat stretch. Once more, catching a wave here through your spine. And bring your shoulders just opposite your wrists here. So just opposite the wrists. Zip up, so pull your pubic bone towards your heart space. Press away from the floor. Keep your head in alignment with your spine. And then here I'd like you to squeeze your shoulder blades together. So it's almost as if you were going down into a chaturanga push-up and not actually bending the arms here. And then press away again, so shoulder blades come apart. Bring shoulder blades together like you're squeezing a pen between them. And then press away. Couple more like that. Squeeze, so this is called a scapular push-up here. Pressing. And then squeeze shoulder blades and then press back, and this time push away once more from the top of your mat, so you come and rest back into child or any modified position here. Roll through the spine, come up onto your knees here, reach up with both arms, lengthen tailbone, exhale to fold, dive into that pull, bring your arms forward, curl through the spine, but this time we're going to come and lie all the way down. So bend the elbows into the body, towards your body here, and come and bring your body down to the floor. From here, make sure that all toes are touching the ground here. Lengthen the tailbone towards the back of your knees. Press the pubic bone into the floor, draw navel to spine. Push into your hands, pulling your shoulders back to come into a baby cobra here. Inhale into the rib cage, exhale to fold down. Then press, coming back into child pose here. Slowly rolling up. One more time, inhale, exhale, dive into the pull. Reach forward with your arms and then curl through the spine. Bend the arms to come and lie down. Cobra here. Exhale to fold. Push back. Sit back into child here. Curl up through the spine once more. This time keep your arms by your side and step through with your right foot. So I'd like you to come out of the lunge a little bit here. Just lengthen the tailbone towards the back of the knee. So you're pulling up through the pubic bone once more. Squeeze your inner thighs a little bit. Pull the front heel towards the back of the mat. Back knee towards the front. So you've got a square position of your hips here. Then move the right foot out a little bit to the side, not too much. And that's where your blocks may be coming handy. So you may not need them, just giving that as an option. So if you bring your hands onto blocks, just to bring the floor a little bit closer to you here. So spread fingers wide here, pulling. From this position, as you breathe in, I'd like you to pull your hands towards your knees, towards your back knees, so it slingshots your heart forward, lengthening through the spine here. As you exhale, bend the right elbow a little bit, maybe coming all the way down to your block to sink a little deeper into your right hip, but without letting that knee open wide. From here, inhale, press into the left hand. Plug the left shoulder away from your ear and then open towards the ceiling here. Maybe your hand needs to stay on the sacrum here. If it's uncomfortable in the shoulder, and that's fine, just focus on twisting through the rib cage here, and maybe in time bring the arm up. As you exhale, you're going to bring the left toes into the floor and then push back here, coming into half split. So keep pulling the right hip crease back. You can bring your hands to your block, maybe either side here of your leg. Then roll through the front foot once more. Press into that right foot so you come up into crescent moon lunge. Lengthen tailbone. Inhale, reach up through fingertips. Exhale to twist over to the right, squeezing inner thighs to keep the hips square. Swing the right arm up as you inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeezing inner thighs to twist to the left, making sure that you're not opening the left hip here. So keep squeezing inner thighs, pulling both feet towards one another here. Then cartwheel the back hand here and bring both hands onto the floor or to your blocks, your choice here. Press into the left big toe mount here so you extend the leg. Press, press, press through hands so you curl up and get out of that lunge a little higher through the hips here. Draw navel to spine and then see if you can free the right foot to come into a plank position here. Lengthen the tailbone, zip up through front body, squeeze your forearms, your inner thighs here. Keep looking at that one spot on the floor. Then slowly bend your knees and then press back into child pose here. We'll do this on the other side. Lengthen, roll, coming up, and then step through with your left leg. Again, lengthen tailbone before you lunge a little deeper here. Move the foot out to the side a little bit. Come down to bring your hands on the inside of your left foot. This time keeping the left knee in line with the toes. Then inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bend the left elbow. Inhale, press into the right hand and open the chest to the left side this time. Lengthen through crown of the head, plug that right shoulder back, and then maybe lift up through that left arm and look up if it feels comfortable. Right toes into the floor and then push your hips back. Straighten that left leg as much as you can. It doesn't matter if there's still a slight bent knee here. Then from here, roll through the front foot once more. Push into the left foot, reach up with both arms. As you inhale, lengthen through both sides of your waist. Exhale, twist to the left, squeezing inner thighs. Inhale, swing the arm back up. Exhale, twist to the right, keeping that right hip facing the front. So it may mean that this arm is not going so far, yeah, and that's fine. Cartwheel the back hand. Both hands on the inside of your foot, on your blocks or on the floor. Press to lift the hips up, draw navel in. Bring your left foot next to the right here. Lengthen through the spine, knees bent. And then sit back. And we'll do this one more time. Roll up. Step through with the right foot. Bring your hands to the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale to bend the right elbow. Inhale, push and twist. Easy twist. Exhale, sit back on your heel. Lengthen through the spine here. Roll through the front foot as you inhale and reach up with both arms. Exhale over to the right, twisting. Inhale, center. Exhale to left. Cartwheel the back hand. Press and extend the left leg. Push, come into plank position here. Bend the knees and then sit back to go to the other side. Roll up. Step through your left leg. Bring the hands to the inside. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the left arm. Inhale to open, twist. Exhale to sit back, half split. Roll through the front foot. Inhale to reach up with both arms. Exhale to twist, thoracic spine. Inhale. Exhale to twist to the right. Cartwheel the back hand. Bring the left foot back, plank position here. Bring your knees down, knees wide, toes together, come and sit back. Resting your head down for a breath. And that's it. Now, if you're doing this in the evening, you may want to transition into Shavasana. Otherwise, go and have a wonderful rest of your day.